Oh, hi. Editing version of MovieSlayer here. So they changed the title of this movie on the day that I filmed the review. Not fair. But listen, with Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, there's the... you had that. It was before the movie came out, and, people were, come on, obviously upset. Bless the souls of the animators and the modelers that went to all that trouble to, fix it. It needed to be done. And then you have a movie like this, where 2 days after it comes out, they changed the title because it didn't make enough money. How about not? I'm not going to blame the movie. It's not the movie's fault, okay? It's not the creator's fault. It's all about the studios and money. Anyways, that's my preface. It's not going to affect the rating that I give this movie. Let's just get on with the thing.
Well, Suicide Squad happened, and we have this. I actually considered dressing up as Harley Quinn, tight shirt, hammer, pigtails, but one can only dream. Down, down, no, 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 no. Down, no, 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 down, da-dum, bum, ba-bum. Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. So Birds of Prey and all that noise is written by Christina Hudson, or Hodson, I don't know. One of us. It's directed by Kathy Yan, and it stars Margot Robbie, Ella J. Basco, Journey Smollett-Bell, Ewan McGregor, Rosie Perez, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, I straight up used jump cuts for that. I did. So Birds of Prey and for those of you who watched my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, I was really curious as to which way the Birds of Prey would point the DCEU. I mean, the last time they tried something like this. Now, granted, yeah, the DCEU has had its rough patches, but don't blur the line between bad movie and really, really good movie that for some reason people didn't like. It's all been crammed together into one basket that has a label on it that says, this sucks. Because there's no fun in it. Well, here's your fun, DC. Not the overly bright Aquaman, not by taking the Justice League and ruining it. And heck, even as much as I loved Wonder Woman, much of the grit is gone, which sucks. Again, because I said it in my Iron Man review, I'm going to say it again here. Marvel superheroes are meant to be fun, and DC superheroes are meant to be examples. Suicide Squad was supposed to be that exception in the DCEU, and it failed. So here's to second chances.
Characters.
Okay, so most of this movie is about Harley Quinn. You would expect that it would be about this super squad, like some sort of Suicide Squad. That was bad. Basically, you would have expected it to be like the Powerpuff Girls, but they all grew up. But no, this movie is mostly focused on Harley Quinn, which, hey, I'm not really going to complain because her character is intense, likable, funny, and freaking badass. Seriously, there are moments in this movie where Harley Quinn freaking wrecks people. And it's rated R. Yeah, the police station and jail cell scene. Freaking money. She's a freaking nutcase, and I loved it. Also, Black Canary was awesome. She kicks trash, she's super likable, and, a lot of the movie focuses on her. In fact, I've noticed that this movie really decided we're going to focus on the characters that we know that the audience is going to like, while still having this conglomeration or this team up thing in the last 15 minutes. Black Mask wasn't such a horrible villain that he ruined everything. He was actually pretty good, and everyone else was too. There was no character that bothered me. We're good.
Acting.
Here's a highlight in the movie. Margot Robbie has such a range of emotions throughout this film. You gotta hand it to her. For a character that is supposed to have so much emotion locked into this head, she was awesome. She's all over the place, and it's very entertaining to watch. Everyone else was good, too. There's a kid actor, and the kid actor isn't all that bad, and if you've watched my channel for a while, then you know how I feel about kid actors. I suppose that my only gripes would be that the kid could have been better, she could have been better, and the chemistry among the Birds of Prey Could have been better. I threw this into the acting section because I remember that group shot, that very first shot of everybody in the ship and aliens, and how James Cameron actually shot that scene at the very end of production, because then the characters, the actors, they all knew each other, and so he wanted that chemistry to be communicated right there, so that way, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, they know each other. Yeah, that didn't happen in this movie. I'm not saying that it's bad in this movie, I'm just saying, here's your lesson, team-up movies.
Dialogue.
Nothing thought-provoking, nothing bad.
Story.
Okay, look, I listen to other reviews. I know that some may say that it's unwise, but I do it for the same reason that you guys come to watch me. I want to understand better what I liked and didn't like about a movie. And the truth is, the story is a bit disjointed, uninteresting, and misleading. There isn't a profound drive. The movie doesn't really know what it wants to be. Despite it being called Birds of Prey and the Emancipation... It's really all about Harley Quinn. Now, you might be thinking, oh, okay, so there you go. He's saying that other critics say that it's not that great of a story. He's saying it's not that great of a story, so it's not that great of a story. However, if you're not going to have much meat on your story, then you might as well have a captivating way to tell it. And you know what? This movie kept my attention. And it was through editing techniques. Two in particular. Number one, it moves nice and quickly by using these rewinds and fast forwards in order to explain certain things while they're happening, as well as point out important things that we might have missed. Yeah, you may hear some people say that this makes a relatively simple plot kind of confusing, but that's just too easy to say. I was even thinking, before reviews even came out, I was thinking to myself, wow, I can really see people being like, I don't like the rewind thing. Yeah, it's just not a thing. I always said that if you want to keep a run-of-the-mill cliche story engaging, then find a unique way to make it feel spontaneous. Well done, movie. I mean, you could have come up with just a more interesting story, but nonetheless, impressive. Well done. The second thing. Wow, I really got carried away there. Here you go. And you know what? This movie kept my attention. And it was through editing techniques. Two in particular. And now the second thing. You see that? Make your weaknesses strengths. So the second thing that kept this movie really engaging is these graphics that they kept putting on top of characters in order to communicate a certain tone of the scene or to profile certain characters. It was really funny, and it was also really relevant because it really put you into the mind of Harley Quinn. Even if you're like, ugh, that's just too wacky for me. You can't deny that the crazy dream in color. Who said that? I did.
Predictability.
Don't watch the trailers. Just don't. Freaking trailers always ruining everything. There's a part in the third act involving a character revealing an ability. I wasn't at all expecting it, and when it did, it was awesome. It's one of those moments where you're like, okay, suddenly the world makes sense. Then I watched a trailer after I watched the movie, and I was like, ah. Rule of thumb, trailers. Treat every trailer like the trailer to a Christopher Nolan movie. Boom.
Morale.
Yeah, this is a girl power movie. And for those of you who say, this movie's a little too pointed, women are awesome and men are douches. Here's my response. Thousands of years of mistreating women, and we're complaining about a girl power film having too much girl power? Yeah, shut up. There was a moment where, you know what? I'm just gonna show it. Apparently this is significant. I'm not going to explain it because clearly it's significant to women. They know what it is. And for all of you men who don't know the significance of this, go ask a woman. It'll make for both a learning experience and a potential friendship. And it will encourage more people to go see this movie because this movie is awesome, guys. The DCEU seems to be looking just fine. All right. This is irrelevant, but to add compliment to healing.
Extra.
Both the action scenes and choreography in this movie, guys, are mind-blowing. The movie is littered with these wide, one-shot action scenes, these fight scenes that are both brutal and exciting. It is yet another thing that made this movie feel fresh and well-paced. This is the highlight of the movie, guys. Easily some of the best action I've seen in close quarters. Okay, so let's address something that should not feed into the rating of this movie. Yes, this is the lowest grossing opening for a DCEU film, and really, I shouldn't have to elaborate on it. If money ever really determined if a film was good, then Transformers 4 would have won every Oscar. Guys, Birds of Prey was fun, it was pretty to look at, and it gets me excited about where the DCEU is headed. I would definitely recommend it. I'm gonna put it at number 107. Okay, so admittedly, I'm a little biased. I mean, heck, everybody in the movie was using Blackberries. I'm so proud. So Birds of Prey, absolutely go and see it and tell me what you thought about it below, because I absolutely care to know. And let's turn the tide. Money destroyed some of the best potential franchises ever. We're not about to let that crap happen again. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell on the side, and I will see you next time on MovieSlayer.